Welcome back. It's time for me to work on the attack manager again. Cool. And I need to get this thing working again. Alrighty. So, first problem. Player is attacking, and so does the attack manager. I think the attack manager makes more sense. I don't know why the player has one. Specifically the entity-based part of the player. This makes the least sense. I'm going to remove it. I don't know why that's here. Is actionable makes more sense as the thing to exist. So what is the attack manager? Or the input manager, actually. Because I just removed the variable. Save those changes. Input manager. Where is it? Player dot is attacking makes no sense anymore. So attack manager. An attack manager is attacking. Okay. Then we will probably get an error when I try to do an attack. For some reason that doesn't make any sense. Why is that line there if it starts on it? The thing on its own? Did not mean to do that. Okay. Okay, those are working. The buttons are all working. Why, what? Oh, why OBS? Always on top. Please and thank you. Good grief. Okay. So, that is finally working. Apparently I left a line in that I didn't notice for a while. Leaving and coming back was good. For that, filter down, right, right. It's right as 412. Can we do the opposite? Okay. The special modes are not working? Why does this keep happening? So, right, attacking, start attack. Do I need this? Probably not. Are the special moves attached to the input manager? Change down quarter circle, forward light punch. There's also down quarter circle, forward light kick, light punch, and I don't know for sure yet what the issue is, which means it's something to look into. Okay. First off, let's just press and hold. Nothing. Okay, that took effort. That took a lot of effort to get that to work. Dash is not working. So hold it out, down. Okay. So all the fives are kind of ruining the attack manager. Um, in addition, they would ruin the input normals as well. Um, so the sequence reader is going to return 5 a lot of the time, and the most recent input will almost always be a 5 for a neutral input, because that's just like what happens when someone lets go of a button immediately. It's also preventing all special moves. Is it preventing all special moves, or is it just that I need to do significantly more complicated inputs? Yes, it's more complicated inputs. Okay, that's a problem. Hmm. I could put a 5 at the beginning of every sequence, or at the end of every sequence. Um, Maybe I should do special moves first, as a check. In that case, do I need all attacks as a thing? Hmm. Let me change this to something else. Funk, choose underscore attack. Print this in it. Should copy the attack key as well. Okay, then change all attacks to specials. All specials. Okay, isn't get attack key the current frame? Stop. Choose attack. Call it. Before this. Save, run. Still takes the convoluted thing. What's happening there? F forward, down, down, forward, forward, kick. And I released it on that press. Was there a 236 in there? Yeah, there's a 236 in there. Forward, down, down, forward, forward, hold forward, and kick. Oh, interesting. Okay, forward, down, kick. Also, not what the hell? Forward, down, and kick is basic. Down, forward, and kick is also basic. So why do I have to input forward, down, forward, kick? And I still don't get it. What? I'm pressing the wrong button. So forward, forward, kick. Really, that's really, really weird. What are my inputs when I start? Okay. 6, 3, 2, 3, 6. So I have both sequences in there. No attack. Let me remove light kick basic and just try. Forward, down, down, forward, kick. Okay, let's wait out the entire thing. Press and hold down, down, forward, forward, kick. So I have to fill the entire thing first before I can. Uh, Sequence reader. Six, three, two. Push. Front. And then in the clearing part, yeah, it's array management. Move at 1. Push back. No, this is a push one. So it's only showing up at like the very front of the array. Um, Native one. It fills up. That's not the sequence I wanted read, but let's go back and read that. 6, 3, and then 2. That's forward, quarter circle down. I believe in the current method of how it's working. Forward, down. Okay. It's being read incorrectly. Because if I press light kick, nothing happens because I wasn't holding the input. Forward, down, kick, starts. That is 2, 3, 6, but it's not in the method I want. I want it down, forward. Uh, if I remove that one and push back, entire thing except for one of them changes? Why does that 5 never change? That's a problem, because it's a 0. There we go. holding down forward, holding attack, and press. Okay, holding down, exceed the press limit, down forward, space 1, press it, okay. So now it's kind of reading it correctly. However, the entire thing has to be correct. Full. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Attack key is this, and this. Of the exact same frame, which is a problem. Okay, I think, yeah, this is just one frame. This is a single frame. So meaning that the inputs are all frame perfect, and I don't like that. Initially, I had a better thing. Um, First off, the buffered arrays to do buffered inputs. Which is why if in nested array was the thing I was using. Um, in nested array, if the array is null, return false. Um, for I in array has that value that I care about. Okay. So the attack key is a problem. The get attack is fine. This part is the problem, so let's remove this specific one. This needs a separate thing. Okay. Let me just go back to the first one. Okay. Keep this. Tab if TRUE pass if TRUE pass. Okay. There's a thing you want to respond to that I forgot about. Okay. Okay, so is on floor, is facing right, and get attack button. Those are fine. Um, sequence reader. Last time it returned an index alongside the value it checked, and it repeated that. Uh-huh. Better add here. Yep. Okay, so then what do I want to do? Do I return the sequence, comma, and index? Do I replace array int, comma, -1 for an error code? Actually, no. The first digit being 0 would make sense as an error code. This one doesn't make as much sense. So then, in that case, sequence is not valid to be returned. It returns two numbers, but not anything regarding the index. I only care about the first digit's index. And so the most recent thing in this case, how it's currently set up, I believe is farthest to the left. Break, edit dot, run. Okay. So freeze, forward one, wait one. No, it's from the right. Okay, and the right is the end. Okay. Again, if I hold down, the entire thing fills, and then I can do the attack. Except I can't. Yeah, no, I've broken it because of the sequence reader not being done. Uh, I also don't think it's getting called actually because I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have an attack when I'm being called. Okay, Frick. How do I need to do this array management better again. I also need to fix jump. Dash right. Why is this broken? I don't know. Okay. Sequence reader doesn't work. Nested array and key. That checks a single thing though, doesn't it? Yeah, it checks a single thing if it's in there. And that's if it's in there, well. I don't know how I currently have it, which is in there badly. Okay. Choose action function, this, movement variables. Search, sequence reader or something. In a sequence and input history, then split the sequence into separate numbers. That should be a separate function, maybe. Okay. Func sequence splitter. Bracket colon, enter. Most of this code is correct. So taking an int of sequence and then spit out an array of the integer type. Okay. Okay. Entity does not define it. Not sure what to return it. Okay. What else is there? Take sequence and input history splits the sequence into separate numbers. Then returns. Then what should it do? Should it return the correct return valid sequences? Sequences only if they are in the array in the input history. Mhm. Colon int. Is it equal 1 or is it equal 2? Subtract the first digit, then check the second digit if it's correct, and third if it's correct, and then move on and return a value. Okay. Var current index. It should also return the most recent, I think. also returns the most recent index, which could be a key. I don't. This is fine. This part I think is also fine, because this checks the nested array for the digits, and if it has it, across the entire input history. At this point, current index plus 1. And then valid equals an array of an array var valid equals array of an array that contains integers. So it would be an array of arrays that contain the integer, and so valid equals this here equals, or no, valid dot append or dot push append. I remember that one. And then get an array of an array. So I want to append an array, comma, of two integers. One is the current index, and one is the sequence, or the digits, I guess. What if I wanted to make a dictionary? Var dic dictionary equals, or well, I guess it could be a dictionary of int, and then it would be dictionary, or dic. Let me check the functions here. Do get key assign as key is empty Make read only. Set is what I'm looking for. Dot set a key and a value. So what would make more sense? The index or the current index? Comma, and then total digits or digits or the sequence or something. I don't know. Like I don't even know if this is the right thing. Okay. Now we have a dictionary and we set this. We double check set. Sets the value of an element at the given key to the given value. This is the same as using the operator array equals value. Wait, but how do I add one? Get or add. Really? There's no just like add? Okay, let's use this then. Okay. I'm gonna say how would sequence return valid. Yeah, just call it valid. Spelled it wrong again. God. Okay. Now that the reader reads and returns something that makes sense, current index value. I believe you've got a min function or get min. I could probably just get keys.min. Okay. Alrighty. Splitter works. Sequence reader probably works. I don't want the splitter to spit out. If it's an empty array, total digits equals 0. Um, uh, shift at or push error there on what sequences. Sequence splitter splits a sequence that is given, except it doesn't need to. I just gave it a better name. It doesn't even need to exist. Okay, let me call this get sequence then. Get sequence. Says get all sequences. Is that right? No. Let's go back to the sequence splitter instead and get rid of this. Get rid of this. All things right. He's okay. So we split the sequence. It returns the array of digits. And this gives us all the valid sequences regarding the specific digit, right? No, it only gets one. But if everything's in a for loop for the keys, oh, too much nesting. Okay, index returns a sequence and its valid index. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I read a sequence, check if it is what I care about. Just do it like this, 5, and then 2, 3, 6. In there, and then maybe put an arrow, I believe, for the most recent, which is this way. Most recent. Just one enough so it doesn't stop me from pressing things. No, it's from the right. Most recent, is it this way? What does this do? I don't. Okay. So most recent is this way. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 3, 2. Yeah. No, 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 no. Choose action is nearly done. Check for attacks is just ignore this. Input filter is fine. In nested array should be fine. Resize and append is fine. Actually, no. It's specific things. Okay. Remove at 0. No, I want to remove at -1 because that's at the end of the array. And then I want to push at the front because that is push front. Front. That's easier to read. From left to right. When I increment the index count, I will be moving towards it. So I would be moving in this way when I'm scanning and then hit 2, 3, 6, which is what I want to hit. Okay. Okay. Great. Sequence splitter. Takes in a sequence, gives me the digits. That's fine. It makes sense. I then use the digits to read through the thing. Minus 1. No. Current digit equals 0, and this minus 1 to offset. Okay. Valid dictionary. The key is this thing. The index is this thing. I'm not doing it for all sequences, which is annoyingly a problem. So I should be doing it for all sequences. Let's remove digits. And then make digits specifically the function call to sequence splitter. say key. Okay, that for key in all attacks. Colon, indent everything. Maybe not this one. Comma, 2. Comma, brackets 2 here. Digits are not declared. Digits equals this as well. So now we check every sequence and then check for their most recent index. The problem is 5. It's 5. The problem is 5. I don't like that 5. Why 5? Damn you 5. Okay. Okay. Problem is 5. How do I work around 5 while making everything else still work? Um, I want special moves to be buffered. I want command normals to be not really buffered much. They should be pretty much held, if anything. When being pressed, they should be pressed at the same time. I freaking why? This is difficult and this is annoying and I don't like it. Dash isn't working because check for attacks isn't working, and check for attacks requires sequence reader, which is fair. Does it ever make sense to be in this for loop? Why would I do this? it, so that's why there's this buffering. It it's called check for attacks, but it really shouldn't be. Let me call this buffer check. Buffer check makes sense. It's the buffer check without the ED makes more sense because it's just checking the buffer, not the entire thing. Okay. A nested array. No. Check if this is some kind of check. I just don't know what to call it. Maybe clearing it up will help me. Takes an array and checks for a single button or a single buffer check and nested array. Let's call it sing, single underscore input check. Mm, it already does this. Okay, this checks a single input. Wait a second. In the buffered array or the input history dot has what? No, that's already doing it. That's already doing it. It's just doing the entire thing. Okay. Single input check. And then if it's true, add 1 to the current digit. If they're all true, gotta pass and then go back to the beginning of the loop. Okay, single input check. That's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Reduces the things. Reduces the nesting. So, does it make sense for all the attacks to be checked? Yes or no? It makes sense in all the cases that are not a normal attack, because in that case, it would not be attacking. So, press and hold a button and attack. So, for all special attacks, do this. And then make the thing work on specials first. Okay, do I give them 5 frames for the last directional input? Is that how I do it? Which would be check for attack, right? Which I've renamed to something else. Single input check, right? Or is it something else? Buffer check. Yeah, no, buffer check. Okay. This has to change a little. Since this returns a dictionary, input h dot keys dot min. Takes the minimum value in the array, otherwise returns null. See also max. How does this work on an array of integers? Frick. But is this the dictionary one? No. No, it is not. Get keys. Sign find key. of min, has key, has all, is empty, is type, keys make read only, set sort, in ascending order by key, the final order is dependent on the less than comparison between keys. Sort, go to sequence reader, dot sort by the minimum value of the key being the current index. If you want to be as low as possible for the most recent thing, cannot return value of the call of sort because it returns void. Fine. Okay. Now we're getting the sorted array, or sorted dictionary, with the first thing that's an index at the beginning, even though it's reading all attacks or specials or whatever it is. Let's not define this, and let's call that a um, attack list of whatever typing this is. Array attack, dictionary array attack, colon, dictionary array, comma, attack. Now it's very specific. Gosh darn it, go back. It's the attack list that we provide, and the default is equal to specials. Let's not define that. Okay. So we split the sequence for the total number of digits as well as get their size. Key, digits is the key, but digits is not being split, which is a bad thing. Digits should split into an array of integers. I think that's just because it's broken. So, okay, what's the first one I want to call? Let me reorder these. I'd probably want to call the buffer check. So let's take this, let's put it at the top. We want to check the buffer first. This calls sequence reader and single input check. Okay, sequence reader. Single input check. Okay. Let's put this below. Take this, put this here. Then is the sequence reader, which calls sequence splitter. So sequence splitter should be before it. Okay, then sequence reader. Resize and append to array is separate. Input filters are separate as well. Okay, so we call this, which calls the sequence reader in the input check. The single input check is pretty simple. The sequence splitter is called by the sequence reader. The sequence splitter splits all of the numbers, each one at a time, into its separate digits, which are also being telling us what the total digit size is. Okay. Current index and total digits, etc. Current index, current digits. Hold up. If simple input check checks the thing, how do I know what index it's at? You should return the index. Ah, you don't return an index. No wonder I put it in a separate function. So if the array is null, skip it. If find all the inputs in the array, then if the input has the value we care about, more inputs, and then dot has. For input in input history, if input dot has sequence splitter is no longer used there. It's sorry, check single input check isn't used there. Because we're adding initially, we can remove that here. But indexes are zeros, and oh, whatever. If input has digits, get current digits. Wait, current index? Plus one immediately. But current digit is added only if there's a digit correct, and current index isn't used to check anything. Total digits, current digit. What would be a better name, maybe, for current digits? Hmm. Okay. Maybe I should ask for advice from AI. Okay. I'm having trouble with making a sequence reader that will be used to check buffered and imperfect input. Yeah, we can probably get it. Um, my main issue is neutral is constantly active and I need to make the specials take priority. I'm just writing it out, it's gonna help me. Does this work? Every attack in the list. Get a digit specific one. These are just being defined. Okay. Check the inputs, add one to the current index, and then when the digit is right, add one to the total digits when the current number of digits exceeds the thing, add to the valid sequences, get underscore valid sequences. Okay. Returns an array. Is there a get first or something? Find key, get key, getter add, key has, is merge. Sort is fine, but no, unfortunately not. Okay. Get keys, bracket, min, returns the smallest value. I guess that's the key. And.org. Oh, there's no bracket to contain everything. I don't want to make the call twice. That's actually kind of a bad idea. Twice on the same frame makes no sense. Wait, why am I... Oh no, the buffer check doesn't work for this either. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, because it's checking against a specific sequence, it doesn't work as is. Oh, no, I have redundant functions. This array management thing is evil. Okay. I don't like this. Okay. Buffer check checks against a sequence, which is not helping. Does get valid sequences work? Does splitter check work? Single input check, buffer check. If I remove this, if I add dash as attacks, what am I effectively saying? If dash is an attack, I may not be able to act in it at all, which is a problem if I want to be able to do anything in it. Unless dash cancels into everything on frame 1, I just want to make some of these things easier. Why is it getting harder? Okay. You know what? Let me fix some things. Let me remove, or let me make the movement component actually the primary spot for movement stuff. Okay. Player doesn't have anything. Good. Input manager at the top. Because I'm getting a little bit pained. Player, attack manager, player timeline, scale, yada yada. These two should not exist here. You should be using jump velocity Y, should be from the movement component. Why are they still even meaning? Did I spell it wrong in one of these? Move speed is no longer declared either. That fixes the errors there. Invalid jump for function. Current jump vector. Mm. I'm having issues with this. Why is this a problem? How can you fix this? If jumping, jump. Current jump frames is jumping. Current jump vector. X dot sign. Those are the three parts, I think, for it. And let's just get jumping. This thing's gonna kill me. And then buffer checks is going to ruin everything. I hate you. I can't check if that works. Okay, oh well. Let's just trust it. Movement component dot is jumping. Sure. The move speed dash alert. Control F. I
Having trouble making a sequence reader that will be used to check buffered inputs. Imperfect inputs. My main issue is neutral constantly being active. I need to make special take priority. This will possibly be my main way of doing inputs. Currently, I have this input manager. A sequence reader, single input check, buffer sequence splitter, and valid sequence. Get valid sequences. Uh, Manager here, and everything in the array management may need to change. What recommendations do you have for picking a good solution? Please download it all. Uh, While that's working, let's try and think through some of the problem. Get attack button is fine, input filter is fine, the size in a pentaarray is fine, get valid sequences seems reasonable, sequence splitter is fine-ish, single input check I've used, buffer check just doesn't work anymore. Where's this used? Dash, dash, up, 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 and then itself. Okay. Specials before normals, timing windows, you handle imperfect inputs with other frames in between, filter out from sequences. When checking sequences, ignore neutral values, only look at actual input directions. This means DR down, 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 should match to that. Neutrals are just dead time between meaningful inputs. Check order specials, command normals, then regular buttons. Check attacks. Check all special attacks sorted by length. Check for command normals. Check normals. Match symbol inputs. Okay. Sequence reader. Okay. Based on what I have already, what functions seem like they may work as is. Also, not all inputs are attacks. Some are for jump and for dash, which don't currently count as an attack, but could if I wanted to change that. or I can make a special list similar to normals for movement options or other inputs. Mm, okay, so buffer check in the current system needs to be two different buffer checks, I believe. Hmm, believe. Um, um, I don't need to filter if neutrals are checked last. Mm-hmm. I'm even interested to the last. Also, I meant that the buffer would have to work differently. I think if I wanted to use the get valid as is edge on for the current jump and dash versus one for the choose action. Is an attack object, not just a boolean. Um, Technically I could make the things out of the jump attack, but I just don't want to. Mainly. Okay. Okay. So I guess that makes sense. I guess that means I need to go to the input manager's movement list and then filter out everything with a 5, 5, or a neutral actually. There's 18 matches. Okay. Yeah. Can you edit the move list then to filter the neutral, the neutral, yeah, input neutral attack and rename and filter the neutral attacks, filter the neutral attack and command normals step separately. Control V. Here is the current version of the move list. Maybe the problem is I have too many functions. I kind of maybe have to grab my GitHub's original thing for the get sequence, possibly. Get attack button is fine, input filter is fine. So these are fine. Get valid sequence is kind of okay. I think this is fine. I would get valid and then use it. Um, Sequence reader. I don't have a sequence reader, do I? Yeah, okay. So I've completely eliminated that. This is probably done. Three separate dictionaries, specials, command normals, neutrals, total attacks. Sure. Huh? Why is normals temp a dictionary? Was that really something you just did to decide sure that's the easiest way to separate them out? Really? Um, Three separate dictionaries for them. Command normals, control normals, button. Command normals. Down command. L, P, R, K, etc. Checks out about it's neutral. If yes, so too. Okay. Sure. Sure, I guess. Didn't expect that to be the quickest way to filter them in code without putting much effort into it. Maybe. And then these have been opened, so now they're just like annoyingly large. I guess then. Okay, so now I wish I had my my sequence reader before. Okay. All right, let's remove this point. I think that's fine. Why are you angry? He doesn't exist. Yep, that makes sense. Return sequence. Colon int space, or no, space here. So the digits are a split sequence. Total size of the digits are there. Whatever is valid gets put into dictionary. Okay, valid. Um, Currently the reader, which is named get valid, returns the selected dictionary. So how would I get the value outside of there of that function call? Mhm. Um, the most recent frame is the first value of valid.
I feel like you're complicating this. Why? Why did you change the typing? I think I'll do it on my own. Yep. So valid works. Sequences gets sequences, not that. Or would it be fine to be that? Because until I press a button, and then I just need to check the sequences in the orders that I need to check them. Okay. Let's see. I think buffer check is fine. Is it fine now? Does it work? Is it okay? I don't think it's okay. Get valid sequences, comma, sequence. At least three. What's the third one? Attack list. No. Wait, I removed that part, so it's not used, so I can just delete it. Epic. Okay, that works now. Um, Input get 0. Which turns the corresponding value for the key in the given dictionary. Um, dot keys dot min. Control C, Control V. This is my current method of getting it. I don't like I don't like that it calls it twice in the buffer. Mm. Okay. Valid. Except this doesn't exist, and nor does the other part. Mm-hmm. This is the current buffer check. Mm-hmm.
Mm, return a valid size greater than 0 and single input check. Oh, a double check, which this is checking again already. Because when the sequence reader happens, it's already checking the valid button that is done through the... No, I don't have to check that it's equal to a sequence, I just have to check that it's greater than 0? Greater than 0, which is just that without the valid. So, the return true, return false. Um, Let me run this thing and see if I can jump. No, dashing doesn't work. Holding up causes an error. Mm, I just run it and press nothing. It's fine. I press right, it's fine. Left, right, left, right. Double dash right, immediately breaks. Synthesize 4. Is it just too big? Is it -1? Or is there supposed to be a break? There's supposed to be a break here. No, there isn't. I guess this is true. Increment. And then if current are all add to the valid. And a reset current index. I'm still getting an error, but it doesn't seem as bad. I think I just forgot both of them. It's less errors, but it's still errors. valid.get or add. Value add is true, returning value. What type is it? Ah, I see. So that's key value. Digits is an array, which is a problem. It should be the wait, why am I getting valid sequences? Because I want to check all of them. Is this fixing it? Jump works. Dash works again. Epic. Okay. Those work again. Do attacks work? No, because choose action is just completely and utterly not used properly. Get attack button. This should be something but buffering. Should be a buffer thing. I think the get attack button should be a buffer check, but I'm not sure. I don't know 100% actually. Yeah. Okay. Then what am I going to check? Is it if you which any button in the buffer, then match that with the button so you iterate through possible button and check if each one is buffered. No, I think the buffer should check it as is. Buffer check. But buffer check requires 3 arguments. So input history, comma, a sequence, I believe. Input history, a sequence, and a final button to press. So that would be value 3 and value 4. Right? Sequence and the button I need to press. So this would be not get attack button, but yet attack button is the thing that gets the most. Right? Or no? Where's this function? Get attack button. It returns whatever the button is, but it's only the one button, which is not okay. Um, okay, so key 3 and 4 are both parts of the key I need to make, but I need them to work. Over the 5 frames. Um, where does the buffer fail, actually? So it takes in an attack button. So if I were to iterate through all the attack buttons and check all the attack buttons, it would work. But I also need to go through all the sequences as well. If I go through and find that the key and the sequence work, but it's the frame after, if I use the key as is, it doesn't work. Because that would not be the same frame. Um, so, so the key parts 3 and 4 are key parts 3 and 4 are both parts of the key. 3 and 4 are the sequence and the button, but I need to be able to use them with the buffer instead for those two. Currently, get attack doesn't work, so I may need to iterate it. I need to check if pressing 2 buttons at the same time does anything right now. Shoot. Comment, comment it, save, and again. 12, 16, and that gives us 13, so that's fine, actually. I think it might be fine then. Uh, mhm. Um, I think the buffer attack, the buffer works as long as it's iterated. And what do you want me to do? Or what are you suggesting? You need to iterate through possible attacks and check if they match rather than building a key first. Okay. So you have a for loop for all special keys if key state equals this and that. So if the first two states bar motion equals key equals 3, and then continue match each one of these against those. I don't see this as a bad idea. Because the first two are independent, and then the second two are kind of dependent on things I can't really get as easily. Um, hmm. Because how else am I supposed to get the sequence and then plug it into the thing? But buffer checks the sequence, right? Yeah, it gets valid sequences, but it needs a sequence as well. Um, would just the buffer check work? No. Um, it hand. I think it handles both right now. Both right now. I'm pretty sure. Check the jump usage. Okay, so this seems like pretty reasonable. This part is simply just there. Okay, so then in here, this buffer input key 2 and key 3 don't exist, first off. Attack underscore hard shell key. Partial key. So I need a for loop for specials first. So for attack all specials colon if If attack bracket, because that's a dictionary with a array and an attack. So if this 0 um, is double equals to partial key 0, copy and paste 1 and 1, colon, continue. There's your indents. My goodness, there are some random spaces off of here. 3. Don't return all special keys, please. I don't think that's even correct. Um, if that's correct, start the attack. Things named attack. This just makes sense. No, that should be correct. Why is it after subscription index? What does that mean? Huh? Do I have enough? What is the problem here? If the first condition and the second condition are correct, and then the buffer is true, then it should start the attack, but I don't understand that error happening there. I don't, I don't think I've had any syntax errors. What? What? Okay, let me restart. This syntax error makes no sense. And then if this works, I will disappear into sleep. I don't know why is there a problem with this? Control C, Control V, class line gives an error, not sure why. Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Dumb. There we go. Alrighty, copy. Copy, paste, command normals, paste again. Normals, neutral normals. Okay, and then I need an if attack manager dot is attacking, indent all of these. Equals false. Okay. Also, if attack manager C is attacking equals TRUE. Or just else. Alright, let's see what happens. Am I just doing it badly? No. Okay, what the hell? Huh? I didn't change those. Okay, stop. That should fix those. Okay. Why? How? How did you break? How? You have nothing to break you. Okay, that warrants a restart. It's crashing on ready is facing right base of object type nil. Tag manager dot host dot is facing right. Host entity sectional is facing right. It's a real thing. Did the attack manager accidentally get deleted or something? Oh, it's just not defined. Okay. Down, down, right, right. Right kick. Okay. Wait. 2, 3, 6? Didn't work? Hold up. Okay. 6, 3, 2, light kick. Okay, it's backwards again. Ah, it works, but the sequence is backwards. Freaking heck. Okay. Alrighty. Let me check the combo attack working. Heavy punch into heavy punch. Yeah, they're working. Okay. Stop printing input history. That's really annoying. Actually, wait, no, I need to use that to fix things. This could be a function. Or, sorry, this part could be a function. Ah, but it's not like I'm gonna use it anywhere else. Hopefully. 2 out of 4 keys. Get attack button is fine. It's just that the sequence reader or something. One of the things is just not working properly. This is probably fine. This is probably fine. Question mark. Push to front is here. Everything shifts. Okay. Probably not you. Remove at the end, which is over here. Then put at the beginning, the new frame. Okay. Problem. It's not good. What does the buffer look like? Because if it's broken into buffer as well, I will be print buffered array. Okay. Down, right, right. left, right. Okay, yeah. So it is input whatever it was that I was looking at. Resize an append to array. Okay. So remove the last digit. Sure. Remove the last digit. And then push here. Okay. Um, what if I push back, but I reverse it after moving? So I remove the last index, I reverse the thing, I put 6, wait, okay, I need to draw these out. Okay, so 55555, okay, enter 555, remove, space 555, 6, 6555, reverse again, 555, 6, no, that should have another 5 there, should have another 5 there. Um, So if I remove the last one, reverse the array, put a new digit in the front, and then reverse it again, it's at the end of the array. I want it at the front, so if I want to end with that, this doesn't happen yet. I push to front the last digit of the number. Now, if I'm typing in 236, so 236, the first thing I'm going to put is 2. So if I go 55552, 555 reverse it, enter 25555, there's one last 5, and then reverse it again, 55552, and then 523. So given our input, push to back, so remove it, 0, push to back, reverse, remove at 0, first index, which is now considered the wrong thing. Okay, if -1, which means remove the last. It has to be remove the last. Um, remove last. And right now it's pushed to front. If I reverse it here, and then reverse it after, does that work? Down, down, forward, forward. Yep, okay, that's 632. So that did not solve the problem. Oh my goodness. What did I have before? Let me check GitHub. It's not loading. I don't like that. Okay. 90% of the session limit. Great. That's just wonderful. Well, that's 0. Don't reverse it. Meaning the most recent is at the front here. Then push it back to back. And this is the most recent portion, which is not what I want. If it updates at the right side, I have to read the sequence backwards. Sequence reader. -1. Push front. Sequence splitter. Get valid sequence. Different sequence. Or get valid sequences. Input history. And the sequence of 2, 3, 6. Save. Print. Down, down, right, right. 1 frame, 2 frame. Okay. Forwards, down. 1 frame. It comes out. So, if I take just one thing and flip it, it should be okay. Digits dot reverse, save, run it. Digits dot reverse, run it. Down, down, right, right. Comes out properly. Okay. That is working the way it's supposed to, which means I'm pretty sure I'm done. Except I should check normal attacks. That's just me pressing 5 a lot. Stop, 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 stop. Stop printing these. Print. I press an attack button. I have unbound light kick. I forgot about that. Heavy punch works. Heavy kick. Direction and heavy punch works 0 times. You can't see it flashing. I don't like this computer's inability to press multiple buttons at the same time. This is why I have a function that literally is made to press a specific button for me. It's such an annoyance. What did I set to press? Fake, and then I think it's fine. Okay. Oh my goodness, I've been doing this without showing anything. Oh, I hate why do I do this to myself? Why do I not pay attention? Um, Final things that have happened. One, I added this line in the sequences to make sure that the sequence actually works and is printed the correct direction. Without it, if I do down, down, forward, and forward, I would get the reversed sequence. So let me print that to show buffered array. Okay, so freeze it, down, down, forward, forward. As you can see, the 2 is in the 3rd slot, which is not what we want, because that means the actual input does not get read properly. Then if we return digits dot reverse and run it, down, down, forward, forward, while it's read strangely there, it works for the attacks, which is actually where I care. But the input history does not care. Yeah, so Okay. Let the sequence into individual digits to be used by other functions. Return returns a list of valid sequences. Wait a second. Why am I returning a list? But not running the keys or anything. I can run a single array. Right, so because I just check a single sequence, so I can just return current digit and current index. Wait, current index doesn't doesn't work. 1, 2, 3. How? I'm just holding 3. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. Invert that, see if that prevents that problem. Oh, wait, I didn't undo enough. Okay, holding the button no longer does the thing. Could be array too. Well, it's because we don't get the entire list done through here anymore, and we don't need to do the valids and valid sort and whatnot, because it's only one value, realistically. Right? Yeah, there's only chain one sequence as well. In that case, down, down, forward, forward, release forward, heavy projectile. Well, I guess those have the same sequence, but still. Down, down, forward, forward, back, light kick. Wait, hold it. It was down quarter circle forward special, but it ran for 6 frames, which is the light kick attack amount, and the light kick attack button, which is not supposed to come out, is the one kind. Wait, why is the light kick coming out again? It's specials first. Specials are being checked first. Frame by frame, down, down, forward, forward, light kick. It comes out, but light. Why is that? No, 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 no. Light kick has light kick based the normal attack. Down quarter for circle forward for light. That's buffer check. It was true for both. Why? Okay, so it's doing all 3 of them at the same time rather than one at a time, and that's a problem because it's not supposed to do that. Okay. Then see, put this here and put this here. Why? Stop. Why? Okay, that's fine. There we go. That fixes it. That fixes it. Okay, okay, okay. Comment. Check order is specials. Then command normals. Then neutral normals. And this leads and if attacking, then combo attacks. Alrighty. I think that's enough. I should comment these things, so this is I wanted to write it out a little bit better for me at the time. Input manager. What was this? Choose action function has been redone. This no longer needs to exist. The movement variable's been moved. Save, close, close, end screen, awesome.